Hello and welcome to Diary of a Common Man. My name is Salim Lalani, and today is a very special episode because we have a very special guest, my friend Sultan Bhatia. I have been talking about and I've been encouraging people to speak up, express their views for 3 years now. And a couple of people did, but not many have the courage to come and speak online. Today we have a guest who is quite comfortable with expressing his views and doing it openly. And we need more people like him. So let's get straight into it. Mr. Sultan Bhatia, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Salim bhai.
You are welcome here, and I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to me. And I'm pretty sure your presence will inspire a lot of people. So before
Well,
we,
Mhm.
yeah, keep going.
I'm not here really to inspire anyone or to convince anyone about anything. If you recall, we had planned, or I had half planned, to appear on your channel some 2 years ago.
Correct.
Do you remember that?
I remember that very clearly.
I had reason to make contact with you, and I even got in touch with the president of our council here in the UK, Naushad Jivraj.
Yeah.
And I was seeking his guidance and approval, perhaps even, although I don't think I need anyone's approval to do anything. But nevertheless, as a matter of courtesy, even, I thought I'd touch base with him. But he then never got back to me. Obviously, they're very busy people. And the matter was resting on the back burner, if you like. But then once again, for some reason or another, we established contact again, and here I am. आप
There you are,
बुलाए
and
और
it
आप
is my good
बुलाए और
fortune
हम ना आए.
that that is so nice of you. It is my good fortune that we reestablished the contact, and here you are.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Sultan, bhai, before we get into the middle of the main topic, I'd like you to talk to us about yourself, your background, and things like that. So, viewers get to know you a little bit better. So, tell us a little bit about your past.
My past is not very eventful. Yeah, I was made in Tanzania,
Okay, wow.
and
Dar es
I was
Salaam?
born in Dar es Salaam, and I came to the UK in 1965.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
A long time ago, yes, yes. And I've uh, I've worked in the UK. I've had my businesses in the UK, and the UK has been good to me.
And you still live in London.
Yes, just outside London. I'm still in the UK. Yes, yes.
Excellent, excellent. So, and then obviously you had your family in London as well.
Yes, I have a huge family in London
Yes,
and all over the world. All over the world. Yes, yes.
excellent. Um, so, Sultan Bhai, the reason why we wanted to talk online was you wanted to actually together we wanted to talk about uh, issues that you may have in relation to the Ismaili system. So I have been encouraging not only you, but as you know, I have been encouraging all my supporters to come forward and express what do they think, good things about Jamaat Khana, or not so, or maybe undesirable things that are happening in the Jamaat Khana. So please tell us your experience as to what do you think is good about it, and why should one continue to go to Jamaat Khana?
Okay, let me start from the top or in the middle. Or firstly, Salim Bhai, I am an Ismaili through and through.
Yeah.
From top to toe, I am a 24-carat Ismaili. I love the Ismaili community. It is the best. I eat Ismaili, I drink Ismaili, I joke Ismaili. My friends are all Ismailis in the main. I have no problem with. I really love being an Ismaili.
Sure.
Um, but in fact, I'll tell you something honestly. I have no problem in being honest because it is my honesty that I want to. Um, it's been a long, long time since I've. You one is human and you get thoughts in your mind. You can't help it.
No.
And I've been a devout Ismaili. I used to go to Khane every day, rain or shine, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, whatever. I am there. If I am late, Mukhi Sahib would panic. Where is Sultan Batir? But there are things that creep into one's mind, and you ask yourself, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And I'll tell you, let me choose my words carefully here because I don't want to, say something that I don't mean, nor do I wish to offend anyone, obviously.
No, no. Take your time. It's okay.
Um, um, it suddenly dawned on me that, and I had listened to, I'm a devout Ginan listener and even Vaizes. Now, when I listen to Vaizes like Abu Ali, I'm not a great fan of his, but I used to believe it when I was a kid. When I was 8 or 9 years old, I used to go to Darkhana in Dar es Salaam, put 10 pence in the morning, put 10 cents in the thakat, and there was a portrait, garlanded portrait of Sultan Muhammad Shah, and I thought he was God.
Okay.
I did believe that he was God, and no one stopped me from believing that.
Where do you think you got that belief that Sultan Muhammad Shah was God?
Because I think it may have been encouraged. Um, some of the wires maybe even. Now, Abu Ali in one of his wires openly says, Ali is Allah.
Yeah, many
Su-
times.
Sultan Muhammad Shah in his own Farman in 1908, somewhere in Gujarat, in Vid or somewhere,
Yeah.
he says, I am everything. I am God. I have heaven or hell. I have the power to give it to you. Are bhai. Now,
Now, let me ask you this.
okay.
You have been, when you were younger, you listened to these voices and you basically believed that Imam was God. But
Yep.
then what happened along the way that changed your mind?
I grew up. I,
Oh, you.
I, I hit puberty. अरे
Oh.
मैं बिल्कुल बेवकूफ तो नहीं हूं ना.
So you okay. So see, this is a very important thing, Sultan Bhai,
No,
that
it
a
is.
lot
It
of
is. It is. I'm making. I'm not making fun of it, but you have to find humor somewhere. Like,
correct.
you see, many. I have been in my mind, at the back of my mind. There are conversations going on in my head, and this has been going on for decades. That conversation was going on at the back of my mind when I was a Mukhi of Chandra, Mukhi of Life Majlis. And I was, but then you go with the flow. It comes to your mind, then you forget about it and you just get on with life. But then we can cover this at a later point, but I'm telling you, a miracle happened in my life.
Okay.
I call it a miracle. I was saved, and it had never occurred to me, never in a million years would it have occurred to me to read the Quran. It was not, somebody asked me, what do you want as a birthday present? Some, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years ago. And it wasn't, I hadn't even thought about it. And I said, I want a copy of the Quran. I have not stopped reading that Quran since then. Every day I read it. I'm familiar with the Quran now.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay? And then when I read the Quran several times, and then I find, Are bhai, I want to go to heaven. Why shouldn't I aspire to go to heaven? But
So what would stop you from going to heaven?
only myself.
Exactly.
For an intelligent person, it is very easy to go to heaven.
Correct.
Because you have to look, Allah is saying in the Quran, there is a heaven and a hell. Now, who should I believe? Abu Ali or Allah?
So let me stop you there.
Ah,
There is a once there was a time when Abu Ali's statement that Imam is Allah was acceptable when you were younger. But when you grew up and you started, as you say, you hit puberty and you started using your head, and then you eventually started reading the Quran. Then you found out that what Abu Ali was saying was at odds with the Quran. Correct?
100%. It was completely opposite.
Completely opposite of it. Now, so Sultan Bhai, Abu Ali was appointed by the Imam to say these things. Would you agree with that?
Yes, it must be under the. He can't say what he likes. It has to be approved at certain level. I assume that was the case.
Okay. So if Imam is basically promoting himself as God, do you think even Karim Hazar Imam is doing it?
Um, Look, I don't know Karim Hazrimam personally. Okay, as an Ismaili, I am supposed to love him. But
Do you?
in a love affair, it is a two-way street, isn't it?
Yes. Now, tell me a little bit more about what do you mean by two-way street?
I love him. I love everyone. I love you. I love everybody. Uh, but but I have no problem with. I have no problem as such with anything, but anything that is against the commandments of Allah as laid out in the Quran, I can't have anything to do with it.
Yes, any Muslim would say that.
But Ismailis are Muslims. We are Ismaili Muslims.
Okay, so in the beginning of the interview, you basically said to me that you are 100% Ismaili.
Yes, I am.
You think Ismaili, you eat Ismaili, you socialize Ismaili, you dress Ismaili, but now you're saying that anything that goes against the Quran, you have nothing to do with it. So, how do you then explain the the Imam's position as God and still be an Ismaili?
Okay, I can. There is only one God, and it can't be a human being. A created person cannot be God, yet.
Correct. No, no,
Like,
that I understood.
like, for instance, I was having a conversation with someone, and Christians believe that Jesus was God, is God. But he's not God. He never claimed divinity.
No, he never did.
In the Quran, it says you a created being cannot be God.
Correct.
Now, if you see, there is confusion, and I need that confusion to be cleared up before I die. It is hugely important to me. It's not a joke, yeah.
But Sultan Bhai, you don't sound confused. You,
No,
you,
no,
you.
no, no, no. Let me. I am not confused. I've got my head screwed on now. I'm not
Yeah.
confused. I am. What I'm trying to say to you. Bear with me for a minute. Look, my confusion comes not confusion, but my desire to have a conversation with someone in authority stems from the fact that the entire system, it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, correct me, is you've turned Hazrat Ali into Allah.
Hmm. Hmm.
अरे यार ये तो नहीं हो सकता ना.
No.
How
In
can
Islam, that cannot happen.
anybody with two bits of brain in their skull should recognize that?
True.
Uh, Now I have recognized it, but my one leg is in one place, the other leg is somewhere else. Now I have discussed Gadire Kum with some people, and some of them have dismissed me contemptuously. You are an idiot here. You mean 15 million Ismailis can be wrong? I said, I'm not saying that. I'm just having a conversation. Why can't you have a conversation?
True.
Gadire Kum, Ismailis believe that Hazrat Ali was appointed by divine command. By divine command. If that is the case, I will kiss the ground the guy walks on. But where is this divine command? Show me. I once asked a missionary after his wives. He was very busy, he was surrounded with people, but I tried to ask him a question, and he knew he had told a lot of porkies in his wives. I knew that. I caught him out. Yeah, why are you saying this? It's not true. And from my tone or from my face, he must have worked it out that this guy is going to ask me a question I can't answer. And he dismissed me with contempt.
Yes.
I am so desperate. I am I'm telling you, I am so desperate because I could be wrong in what I'm assessing, although I don't think I am.
No, I don't think you are. Whatever you've said so far, basically, in summary, what you have said is a human being cannot be God. And the missionaries are basically professing the idea that Imam is God. And you find yourself in conflict with these two situations.
I am not in conflict anymore. I don't believe that at all. I'm not in conflict anymore.
So
But
you are now clear. You are now
I
clear.
I am 99%, 99.9% clear. And to get that extra 1%, it is funny we should be having this conversation now because just a few weeks ago, I made contact because I'm still desperate. I want to hear from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I made contact with the top missionary in the Ismaili system. Top guy. I asked him very politely, I got your phone number from here, there, da, da. I introduced myself. And I said, I've got a few questions and need clarification if he would mind, indulging in a conversation with me. And he very kindly said, yes, of course, please carry on, send me. So I did. And he came back to me with his answer, which was wishy-washy. Yeah. I could have answered it better.
Yeah.
So I went back to him and I said, look, missionary Sahib, this is not right. This is, can I have a first, I need clarification. What do I have to say to convince you? let's, let's go. And then he came back to me again with something else. And I said, look, this is a parable you're talking about. I've lived by parables all my life. I need I need a lot more than this. And you will not believe this. You will not believe this, Salim Bhai. He came back to me with an ayat from the Quran, which I recognized immediately because I'm familiar with the Quran. And the idiot, the numbskull, the idiot, had changed the word of the ayat.
That is a no,
Now,
no.
but this can, and then I thought about it and I forgave him for it. I actually went back to him and said, look, I am not going to share this with anyone. I haven't given you his name. I'm not going to give anyone his name. Um, I said this is not satisfactory, but if this is the best you can do, then so be it. Can we continue with other questions now? I let him off the hook, Salim Bhai. I'm generous enough to do that. He's a human being at the end of the day. गलतियां तो सबसे होती है ना.
True.
But I'm not a complete idiot here. This
But do you think they treat people like they are idiots?
Sorry, say it again.
You are not an idiot, but do you think the missionaries treat people like idiots?
He thought I was one.
Yeah,
He,
apart from you, do you think the Jamaat is idiots?
look, I can't speak on behalf of other people. Let me just speak to you about myself. I'm openly discussing with you what my feelings are, what I'm thinking. Um, I want a clean slate when I die, if that is possible. Okay. Now, look, I thought about why this guy had done what he did. Okay. To change, a word, Allah's word in the Quran. I mean, how will he answer it? How will he answer Allah? I can't believe it. Now it can only be motivated by perverse and evil intentions.
Yeah.
If I was unread, he would have got me just like that. I would have said, Missionary Sahib is saying this, it must be right.
Yeah.
To, to change a very important word in an ayat of a Quran, to change the meaning of it completely is unforgivable.
Can you share with our audience as to which ayat it was?
It was from Surah, I don't remember, Surah Isra, I think it was.
And what was it talking about?
Um, it was talking about that on the day of judgment, Allah will give the record of each community, I think, to its leader. I am not, you are asking me questions. He will give the record of his community to, to their leaders. The word had been changed from leaders to
To
imam.
Imam. Hmm.
In the entire Quran, there is no mention, there is no word imam or Shia in the Quran, in the entire Quran. Now, I mean, even if you were a believer, this would make you a non-believer.
Yeah. If you pick it up, that is, most people don't pick it up. Like you knew the Quran, you had read the Quran, and you were familiar with these ayats. So you picked it up. But usually, what happens is they basically quote the Quran in their voices, and they know for a fact that nobody in the Jamaat Khana knows the Quran, and they can get away with whatever they want to, whatever manipulation they have done. But in your case, he got caught out.
He got caught out, and I pointed it out to him.
Hmm. Yeah.
Then he,
I'm
then he came back to me and he said, "Look, I'm unable to continue." Having said that, we could continue our dialogue. Me asking him, he came back to me and conveyed to me that he was that these are very sensitive issues. He is being monitored, etc., etc., and that it would be better if I got in touch with people in authority here in the UK,
Hmm.
which I haven't. Which I haven't.
He was not from UK.
No, he's not from UK. He's not from UK.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So basically, what I wanted to, I would like to take you back to your initial comment, because I think my viewers are a little bit would be confused. You said you are an Ismaili, but obviously, from what you've said about the missionary and about how they basically portray the Imam as God, you don't agree with that at all. That Imam is God. But to be on one hand, you say that you are an Ismaili. On the other hand, you say I don't agree with Imam being God. Now, if you don't agree with that, then you don't agree with the Imam because the Imam has done two things. Imam has hired people like missionaries to spread the word that he is God. This is Karim Hazar Imam. And then Karim Hazar Imam has also authorized or validated the Ginans which are saying Ali is Allah. So Karim Hazar Imam, according to himself and according to Ismaili belief, Karim Hazar Imam is God. And you don't seem to agree with that. But on the other hand, you say that you are an Ismaili. Now, you cannot be an Ismaili if you don't agree with the Imam.
Show me
So how
one
do
is
you,
show me one Ismaili who does, practices, and believes everything the Ismailis believe. There isn't.
okay.
Well,
The,
no. Hang on. I don't want to generalize. Of course, one cannot generalize. But I come across my Ismaili friends. Some of them are devout, some are not. But they don't comply with all the requirements of what being an Ismaili is.
sure. Let me ask you this, Sultan Bhai. The divinity of the Imam is fundamental to Ismaili system. You can not understand something or not follow something, but divinity is an issue which is fundamental. And and Ismaili system is based on that issue. So how can you remain an Ismaili if you don't agree with Imam being God?
I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to accept everything lock, stock, and barrel wholesale. Is one. I have to accept everything. I don't think so. But anyway, anything that is against the Quran and the commandments of Allah, if it goes against it, I have nothing. I don't want anything to do with it.
Okay, so let's put a situation, okay, so that our viewers understand properly as to what is going on. You're saying that if anything goes against the Quran, you have nothing to do with it.
Right.
And I'm with you 100%.
Hmm.
Okay. The statement you made was absolutely spot on. Now, on the other side, if the Quran is saying a man cannot be God, in fact, in the Quran, you know very well that Allah in the Quran, from time and time and time again, is saying that I will forgive everything but not shirk. If somebody was to become God apart from God, that is not acceptable and it is not forgivable, right? Now, Aga Khan does. So,
In what
Aga
way?
Khan,
In what way does he do? Can you just remind me, or is there
yes,
something? Hmm.
yes, I already did, but I'll repeat it again. So what Aga Khan, so what Sultan Muhammad Shah used to do, you know that. He
Yes.
used to come to Jamaat Khana and he used to say, there's nobody greater than me. If you think I'm an Imam, I'm an Imam. If you think I'm God, I'm God. He used to say it explicitly, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now, Karim Hazar Imam does not do that. Karim Hazar Imam is a smart cookie. He doesn't say it himself, but he gets his missionary to say the same thing, right? So forget about the missionary. Let's take the example of the Ginan. Allah ek kasam sabu ka. In that Ginan, Pir Hassan Kabir Din, I think it is, he writes in the end that Ali is Allah,
Hmm.
right? And that is not the Pir said that maybe 1,000 years ago. But
Yes.
today, in the 21st century, Karim Hazar Imam approved it. Ali is Allah.
But him approving it doesn't mean anything, does it?
I think it does. I'll tell you why.
Because I'll
I'll
tell
tell
you
you why.
what, I'll tell you what, it was the peer who wrote these wonderful ginans, actually. I like them. And some of them are very shirky. But did you know that the descendants of those peers at one point assumed the imamate? They claimed they claimed they were imams.
Yeah, but let me bring you back to the point.
Haj.
The point is, Sultan Bhai, that you hire people to say that Imam is God. That's number one. Abu Ali missionary did that. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Who authorized Abu Ali missionary? The
Now
Imam.
I'm assuming his employer.
Which is the Imam.
I have no evidence of it though.
I'll give you the evidence. I'll give you
Okay.
the evidence. I'll give you the evidence. The evidence is that Imam has made a farman
Mm-hmm.
that I do not talk to anybody. No murid. I don't talk to murids. I talk to the murids via my institutions.
Where
That is
did
a
he say? Where did he say that?
it
Is
is a
there a
farman.
farman? Okay.
Yeah, it is a farman. It is a farman. Okay, I do not talk to anybody. Treat my institutions as if you are treating me. Okay, so what he does is he appoints Itrab, and Itrab becomes the employer of the missionary, and Itrab approves. And remember, Itrab cannot approve the content of a vase, particularly if it is about divinity, without the approval of the Imam. They cannot do it. Whatever Itrab does is approved by the Imam by virtue of the Farman that whatever they are doing, I am doing it. And it is in the constitution as well. If you read the ISMAILI constitution,
Mm-hmm.
it says that the institutions have the power to act on my behalf. They are my representatives. Okay. So what he does is he hides behind the missionary, Karim Hazar Imam. He is
Mm-hmm.
not like Sultan Muhammad Shah. He hides behind the missionary and he hides behind the Ginans that he is God.
That he
And
is God.
he is
He is
God.
God.
He is God. Ali is God. And Ali is Karim Hazar Imam. According to Ismaili doctrine, he is the 49th Imam, Shia Imam starting from Ali.
Yes.
So there's no difference between Ali and Karim Hazar Imam. Okay? So Ali is Allah according to the Ginan, and that Ginan has been validated by Karim Hazar Imam
But let
as
me ask you.
a wonderful tradition.
It's a wonderful tradition, but it's a tradition spiked with stuff we shouldn't even go near.
Correct. Exactly the point.
Now,
Exactly the point. Now let me stop you there.
Hazrat Ali never claimed divinity. Yeah. He never
Correct.
said he was God.
Correct. Correct.
I
He never.
I love that guy. I really do.
So do I. When I read Najul Balaga, which Hazrat Ali wrote, and when I read his history, We could learn so much from the man. From, the best thing that I like about Hazrat Ali was that even after becoming the caliph of Islam, he continued to live a simple life.
Oh, absolutely. He was so rich. He had enough revenue from his properties, from his, and he gave it all away. He gave it all away.
He set an example of a role model.
Yes, yes.
Actually, this is how you should live. Okay. But our topic is not Hazrat Ali. The
Next.
topic, Sultan Bhai, is this, that when we Karim Hazar Imam is saying, I'm Allah. Quran says it's a no. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So either we follow the Quran or we follow Ismailism.
Okay.
Now, if you say I'm an Ismaili and at the same time say that I reject the idea of Imam being Allah, then according to Sultan Muhammad Shah, you do not have a place in Ismaili Jamaat Khana.
But I don't particularly rate Sultan Muhammad Shah, to be honest with you.
Say
No,
that again.
I think the man was deluded.
He was deluded. Okay.
I have to.
Why do you say that?
I'm not an idiot here.
Why do you say that? Come
The
on, tell
very
me.
fact that he says, "I am Allah," for it is for me to give heaven or hell to whoever I wish, and go on and on. And actually, I mean, my private life is my private life. I have done wrong things in my life, of course, but he made it a point for everyone to know what he was doing. I am sorry. I mean, I don't mean to offend anyone. But no one has. I never had the opportunity to meet it, but during my lifetime, during my formative years, I thought he was God.
Yes. Yes.
And I was giving him money by putting money in the takat box.
Yeah. And
He's my father. He should be giving me money.
exactly the point. Exactly the point. That he is your father. He should be giving you the money, not the other way around. And this is the topic, Sultan Bhai. I would like to continue talking to you.
Yeah.
It's already 40 minutes now. We are talking to each other. The time flies when you're having fun.
You talk too much, yeah. You talk
I
too
know,
much.
I know, I know. Maybe I should, maybe I should control myself a little bit and let you talk a little bit.
No. We can have a listen. Look, I have no problem if I believe something is true, my opinion will always be based from the truth, which is the Quran. I run to the Quran to find answers. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever I say will be backed by the
Backed
Quran.
up by the Quran.
And I have no problem in. I'm થોડી ચોરી કરું છું.
True. True. Very true. So,
સાચો બોલવામાં મને જરાય પ્રોબ્લેમ નથી યાર.
that's good. Those people who don't understand Gujarati, Sultan Bhai just said, I'm not worried about speaking the truth. I'm not stealing, so why should I be worried? That's what he said.
And the truth will be based on the Quran.
And the truth will be based on the Quran. That's
And
good.
if I don't know something, I will tell you I don't know.
Good. Okay, Sultan Bhai. Look, it's wonderful talking to you. As I said, the time flies when we're having fun. But I'd like to continue talking to you, particularly in relation to what are your thoughts about the financial transactions in the Jamaat Khana. So until then, Sultan Bhai, look after yourself, and I'll catch up with you sometime next week.
Yes, well, let me know when you want to schedule another chat, and if the topic is relevant and I can contribute to that topic, then I will certainly do. Of course, no problem. I can learn from you.
I really appreciate your presence because although your intention is not to inspire anybody, your intention is to basically be clear in your mind as to what path you want to follow. But I'm positively sure that your presence will encourage a lot of people to express themselves. They don't have to agree with me at all. Like you don't agree with me on everything, do you?
No, I
In
don't.
you
I,
don't, and that's only natural. That's the way. That's the reason why we are individuals. If we agreed with each other 100%, we would look like clones.
yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
we don't want to look like clones. So Sultan Bhai, once again, thank you so much for your time. I'll catch up with you sometime next week.
All right, sir. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Good to
Thank
talk to you. Take care.
you. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.